What's up, Beast? Welcome to Cooking with Colton. 4th of July week, so my family, probably like a lot of yours, we're doing a backyard barbecue. And for this barbecue, we're having a contest, who can make the best barbecue sauce. When you're making barbecue sauces, two main types. You got your moppers, so while you're cooking it, you're just basting it over while it's cooking, and your finishers. When it's all done cooking, you add it the last second. For my submission, we're making a finisher. 3 major categories of barbecue sauce, regardless of if they're a mopper or they're a finisher. Your ketchup based, I know my family, that's probably what they're making. They're mustard based, I know my family, that's definitely not what they're making. Or they're vinegar based. We're going vinegar based to try and stand out from the pack. Main ingredient, vinegar. We're going 3 cups of vinegar and a little hot sauce. Add some brown sugar. Next, gummy worms. Just kidding, we're putting in salt. Which means next is pepper. And finally, a little crushed red pepper. We're sealed up, and now we're gonna shake it. Well, that's in for a week. We're gonna throw it to our other contestants and see what they're making.
What's up, Beast? Today we're going back to my southern West Virginia roots for some barbecue cooking. We give you a big shout out to Brother Jimmy's Barbecue in Manhattan for helping us get through this day safe and sound. I'd like to introduce my assistant, wife number 1, Lynn. Lynn, let's get to it. We have our vegetables. Vegetables are going to be a very key part of this, but the fruit aren't. The fruit are just here to look pretty. So concentrate on the vegetables. Next, we're going to move into our spices. Some like it hot, some like it sweet, and some like it a little spicy. I'm a spicy guy. Then we'll slow things down, and we'll move over to some molasses. Then we'll get into our bourbon. Oops, I said bourbon. Silly me. So that's a rule about that word. And then we get into the mason jar, and then I need that. And that was Radiant. So call out to my sponsor, Treehouse and Radiant and Larceny Bourbon. I said the word. For you, Colt. Hi boys, welcome back. Now we go after the onions. First, we chop up the onions so they can fit in the power tool. But before we can use a power tool, we have to be safety first. So goggles on, power tool, hand on top so it doesn't fly off, 2-finger press. Yay! That worked. So now we move to garlic. Nice fresh garlic. First we peel the garlic. Nice and slowly, 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 slowly. And then we just get mad and pull it apart. We're gonna add our onions. Stir them up, and we're going to take the onions to a point where they're softened and translucent. Next, we'll add the garlic. The garlic will be sprinkled amongst the onions. Well, they'll soften as well. Add the bourbon. Oh, here we go again. So my mama thinks I'm special. Now we're going to add a little spice to the life, because I like it spicy. And then we're going to add a little sauce, and we've used hot sauce, we've used vinegar, soy sauce, and Worcestershire sauce. Because Lynn likes it saucy. So now that we have everything bubbly, We have to slow things down a little bit. Somebody got reprimanded after the last ingredient mixing. So now we'll go with some vegetables to keep us healthy. Put our tomato paste in. Now we've learned a new technique in making our sauce. We're folding the tomato paste and the existing sauce together. Far easier than stirring. We have our molasses. And this is a call out to Grandma and Mama because we're using Grandma's molasses. And we're just gonna slow things down a little bit. Do a nice, slow, gentle stir because it's Grandma's. It's time for the bourbon.
No bourbon.
No, we have to add bourbon. Uh-oh, I said bourbon. Smile. It's getting better. Stupid is as stupid does. That's what my mom always said. Things got a little crazy in the kitchen. I had to sneak away. First wife wasn't a fan of the new behavior being exhibited. So, cheers. Had to hide the beer too. Sauce is really wicked good. You gotta stay committed. You gotta stay in the game. No matter how long it takes and how hot it gets, you gotta stay in the game. So now we got our sauce and we gotta add some bourbon. Yes. Larceny, I hate you, Jamie. Oh. But I've upgraded, put the beer in a glass. We're just always all about simmering. All about simmering. So now we're gonna add our bourbon. And then, one for Grandma. There we go. And we'll stir it on in. Mix that up and just let that molasses go slow, slow, slow. Simmer, simmer, simmer. Simmer, simmer. Get in my belly. Okay, welcome to cooking with somebody who can't chop onions because their eyes really hurt. That's what the glasses are for. Today, we're going to be making a spicy, smoky barbecue sauce. And as every good chef knows, you have an assistant do all your actual work. Jamie, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to puree the onions and put them into the bowl. Again, just so you know, she is spicy, I am smoky. Oh! Is to add minced garlic along with canola oil to the onions. Once we've done that, it's now time to puree the onion. Not puree the onions, it's time to saute the onions. Saute, puree, marbolade, I don't know. This will be about 10 to 15 minutes. Welcome back. Now it's time to get the rest of our ingredients in order. As you can see below, we have a wide variety of sauces, pastes, and a good amount of mustard, and I'm not a mustard guy. So Jamie, please come help us finish the work. So you're gonna add the molasses. All of our ingredients will mix together at the same time, so we don't have to do all these extra steps. We do it in 3 little chunks. Next, we'll add the brown sugar. Then we will add the tomato paste. All of that. Great, now we will add hoisin sauce. I do not know what it is, but we will add it because that's what the recipe calls for. After that, we will add some low sodium soy sauce because I am still trying to lose weight before the wedding. I'm gonna add all of the Worcestershire sauce, and this one's gonna take a while too, so. Sounds like a nice long pea. Okay. Next, we will add the Dijon mustard. So Jamie, please add this. We did not buy the correct amount for this, so that's why we're using 2 different ones. Jamie, my toe.
That's disgusting. There's no way this is right.
And now, while my assistant does the whisking and exhausts herself, I get to add the spices. 2 tablespoons of cumin.
and 4 tablespoons of New Mexican chili powder. A little more. And that's it. Next, we're going to add it to the pot with everything else, and we're going to let it sit for 30 minutes. And now it's time to add the sauce to the onions and let it simmer. Three minutes with a good cigar.
I just got ketchup-based sauce, it's chipotle, adobo, sweet and spicy, and it's delicious.
Porking the brisket on for maybe a little longer than expected. Maybe you're 6.5 hours past when you were supposed to eat dinner. But we're finalizing the sauce. 1 stick of butter, toss it in the pan. Butter's melted. We're adding flour and cornstarch to thicken shit up. Bottled up. It's time for a round of pork. We're going through round 1, the pork round. Brisket round.
I don't understand what I like.
And here we are, your barbecue sauce champions, Team Brighton. What do you have to say?
We didn't win a lot in Can Jam today. I didn't have any bourbon in my sauce, but we still had victory.
All right.